The Edmonton Aqueducts was the club there. Way back in the early 60s, the Edmonton Aqueducts actually won the first national championship in synchro. And they were headed by Gene Ross, who was the head coach at that time. So, you know, the Edmonton club goes back with quite a good long history in the sport. In 1985, I had been coaching for about 5 years, and you know, I knew I had to do something different that year. The team just wasn't improving as fast as I would like it, and I thought to myself, what do I need to do? Well, I decided, you know, that first of all, I had to get the athletes to be more athletic first before they could be better synchronized swimmers. So my goal was to really work on their fitness and conditioning and their strength. And also I thought that I needed to do a better job of my seasonal planning. So that year I applied for a grant through the Canadian Association of Coaching, CAC, and they accepted the application, so I was able to bring in 2 experts. When we got to the national championships, and to this day it was probably, when I think back, it was my biggest compliment as a coach when the American national coach came down on the pool deck and said to me, what are you doing with your athletes to get them to look like that? Because they were high in the water, they were strong, they looked really athletic. My fondest memory was the first year I coached the national team, and that was in 1987. Well, Canada and US in those days, and probably still are, but more so in those days, were like arch rivals, you know. And it was always Canada and US, you know, battling it out. Well, we got to Mallorca, and our national B team beat the American national A team, which was a huge shock to the Americans. And really, between 1986 and 1997, the Americans only lost twice. And that was one of the times. When we got to Sydney, we were really confident about our team concept. We were swimming to Chariots of Fire. And the whole choreography was kind of, we included as many Summer Olympic sports as we could in the choreography. So we had the whole 15,000 people audience guessing as we performed the team which sport that was. And you know, there were so many sports we included in the choreography, swimming to Chariots of Fire. So it was really neat to see the audience and the crowd support during the team performance. And I guess again in Sydney, one of the really cool things was the team captain, Kirsten Norman. She was an Edmonton Aurora, and I had coached her ever since she was 10 years old. So to coach her from the beginning right through and see her competing in the Olympic Games, that was really pretty special for me. It's an unbelievable honor and privilege, and you know, you realized it at the time, but then when you go back every year and you listen to the new inductees and you walk around the Sports Hall of Fame and you see the history and the sport icons in the province, it even sort of means more of an honor to have been, you know, inducted into the Sport Hall of Fame.